Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. My name is Mimi, and if you are new here, come on in. On this channel, I talk about lifestyle, parenting, fashion, beauty, hauls, tutorials, speed cleans, all of that. So if you're into those type of videos, I would love it if you would click the subscribe button. I'd love to have you in the family. Today we're doing a little chitty chat. I'm sure you've been on the internet, of course, you're here, and we've seen like a rise in people just kind of oversharing, or for lack of better words, bragging about the things that they have. So in this video, I want to do a little chat. I want to see what your thoughts are on whether humility still exists or has it been replaced by the humble brag. Let's chat. Let's get into it. So I think how we are raised has a huge impact on how we feel and how we move in the world and things like that. So I feel like before I get into my thoughts on humility versus the humble brag, we gotta go back, way back in the day. All right, so we're gonna go back to my childhood. I am from Washington, D.C. I was raised in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, specifically Prince George's County. If you're not aware, for a while, I don't think this is true anymore, but Prince George's County was known as having the highest concentration of affluent African Americans in the country at one point in time. I don't think that is an accurate statistic anymore, but that's what it was. I didn't go to public school until I got until 7th grade, I believe. And I never, as a child, I don't remember wanting for anything. So let me back up. Anytime we're talking about ourselves, we are really, at this point, all humility has gone out the window. So there's that. We weren't rich, but I certainly did not want for anything. I didn't. But I also was not a greedy child, and I think a lot of that was because I knew that whatever I asked for, I could get. But humility was taught to me at a very young age, and I got it from two vantage points. My parents were not married, but they co-parented, and they both were really on the same level with the whole humility thing. So from my dad's perspective, he is very religious, still is. So it was always like a biblical underlaying to it, scripture based about how we should help people and how we should do things, and we shouldn't make a big deal about what we had or what we did for others. On the other hand, my mom was a piece of whole work, okay? For lack of better words, quite bougie. And my mother believed that you never told people what designers you were wearing or how much money you made or things like that, because if you were amongst your people, then they knew. You didn't have to tell them because they were your people. They were on your level, so everything you had, they had. And that somehow if you were telling everybody what you were wearing or how much money you made, that at some point you were trying to impress people that were beneath you. I want to go on the record and say I do not believe that, but that was her way of teaching me about humility. It is what it is. So over the years, I've come to have my own ideas about what humility looks like. I think that the internet has really skewed that, and my personality type, I am an Enneagram 9. So if you're not familiar with Enneagram, it's kind of like a Myers-Briggs thing. It tells you what your personality is. So 9s are generally very laid back. They're cool, they're calm, they're collected. We tend to overanalyze, or we'll try to look at different sides of the coin. So when I see people doing this, of course, it's not anything that you know, it's not my place to be like, oh, they shouldn't do that. But I'm always thinking like, why would someone do a good deed and have to put it on social media? So I came across this meme where it was a picture of a guy giving something to a homeless man, but he had his phone up like he was gonna put it on social media. And so I was just curious to see what other people's thoughts were on it, so I went into the comment section, and it was, but anyway, there were a whole lot of differing ideas on why people do and brag or whatever and do what they do. So as I was reading some of the comments, I was like, okay, you know, while it's still not my thing, I understood, you know, where they were coming from. So I'm looking at these comments and I'm just like, okay, so a lot of the responses were, oh, people do it to inspire others. So again, in my head, I'm like, is it not enough to maybe post something that says, hey, I gave back to a charitable organization today. I strongly, you know, urge you to give back to your community, without actually showing the deed. But some people felt like this was a great way to inspire other people into action. And I guess I can see that. It wouldn't inspire me into action, but I can see how that might inspire someone else. So it's just kind of like, as I look through social media, and another part of my childhood that I'm very thankful for is that my parents always made me feel like I was enough. I didn't ever feel the need like I needed to impress anybody. And that's still very much my attitude today. Because to me, those material things just aren't important. And I don't know if I can specifically tie that to my childhood or just as an adult, I just don't get the obsession with material things. Do I like nice things? Absolutely. Do I own nice designer things? Yes, I do. But it's just not the focus of what I want to be known for, I guess, on the internet. But I also understand other people's needs to share certain things, especially like luxury items. So like if you're gonna buy a luxury purse, I find some people, they're resources. So they're gonna say, hey, this purse is this size, you can fit this in there, you can fit that in there, it travels well, it doesn't travel well. And I get that, because if you're gonna spend a certain amount of money, you wanna know that this thing is going to work for you. And then you have the other side, you know, where I'm sorry, I just think it's team too much. But that is my opinion, and there's nothing wrong with people who are team too much. I just, again, my personality type is not wired that way. So as I come across these people sharing things, and I'm just trying to train my brain to really understand and embrace people for who they are. I guess my biggest thing is that I hope that they don't find their self-worth in that. That's the Enneagram in me again. Like, we're always kind of want everyone to get along, and we want everyone to be happy and things like that. So when I see some people doing it, I see it maybe like as a form of insecurity. I don't know. But that's just kind of my thought on it. Now, I've heard people, now when we start talking about people out here, your favorite bloggers and Instagrammers and influencers saying, oh, I made this amount of money. I agree. A lot of people are saying that we need to be talking about money. And I absolutely agree with that. But I think we need to be talking about money in a sense that investments, saving. I don't think any of that constitutes me knowing how much money you make. That doesn't inspire me. You telling me how much money you make doesn't help me. You telling me that you did this and you took this step and you took this leap and you took this faith walk. To me, that is useful information. You know, we have all these people out here on social media, have all these hundreds of thousands of followers, and then you see other people who have just as good content and they struggling for numbers because they're not out here portraying this luxurious life that somehow maybe they're less attractive to the masses. yeah, that's just kind of like my chit chat, confession, rant on the subject. So I'm interested, like, are you drawn to people who are, my phone keeps dinging. Okay, I'm back. I'm just gonna put this on silent. So I'm just like, really, like, I wanna know, like, are we really, is humility dead? Like, is everything now for show? Is everything, look at me, look at what I have? And I want to believe that there's still people out there that just value us, people, who we are as a whole being and not what we have. Y'all let me know in the comments, but please, please, keep it cute, okay? I don't believe in deleting comments. I don't do that unless it's just something very derogatory. Like, dislike this video, I don't care. It's just a topic of conversation that hopefully will get you thinking, and get you thinking that maybe your thought on the subject is not the end all be all, because I realize that my thoughts aren't either. Clearly I'm in the minority, so I'm just interested in getting another vantage point and kind of understanding where people are coming from and why these this type of lifestyle, this Kardashian type of thing is like so appealing to people, because to me, I don't get it. Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you like lifestyle content, you know, whatever, click the subscribe button and make sure that you hit that bell as well so that you're notified every time I upload a new video.